Hey folks, this is Noble Rambler, and welcome to another episode of Let's Play Banished. Using the Colonial Charter mod version 1.6, and Ramblington is still alive. Don't know for how long, but we'll see. As I left a little comment on the last episode right at the end, it just dawned on me as I was editing it that we could pull up all of the wild foods that are just laying on the ground all over the place in here. So we've definitely got the labor to handle it. So I think we're going to do that. I'm going to take this down to 50. There's 80 laborers. And we're still, I'm not going to unpause just yet. We're still prioritizing this guy. Want him done. He is... Oh, trading post. Well, what am I looking at here? Oh, it's got that symbol even though it hasn't built yet. Okay. And I just pulled down laborers. We'll get one to go right back into there. Okay. So that's fine. I went ahead and pulled out the rest of the shoremen. We do have lots of clay in storage, so let's get these guys out there picking foods too. What else did I do between episodes? Went through and found several other jobs that were not, construction jobs that were not absolutely necessary. So I was able to thin down some of the work and just concentrate on more important ones. I turned off the production of the pub meals, and I'm pretty sure they don't eat pub meals as food. They eat it as a happiness boost, in a sense, in the taverns. So I went ahead and put some pub meals back into these guys to sell. I found the venison cuts that I missed in, I think it was this one, so I pulled those back out, and a couple other little mistakes. I've gone through the traders and cleaned them up a little bit. Last episode we talked about putting in a dock and rice paddies over here and shanties over here, and I went ahead and did that. So I don't know if there's any way to see it. You can kind of see a thin, faint line right there, and as I rotate it, you'll see a little rectangle showing up. Kind of changes as you move it around. And I did a big storage right there too. But I don't know how quickly I'm going to be able to queue that up. We got that in competition with all the rest of these guys. So we'll see. I did, though, I was sure to prioritize these after I did the queued up the food. So we got to at least get these guys in. So we're going to kind of roam around and search for the laborers and see where they are and make sure they're doing their job. Not much else to really be doing right now, I don't think. We've got all the stone turned off except for one. So all these laborers are out there. What else? I'm just trying to decide if I can turn... What are you? Oh, that's the bakery. Okay. I got a question for you. This guy has a production button right there that shows you that we're bringing in 60 silver a year. This has a production one. What does this make? Or is it just there because it's just stock with this form right here and it has to be there no matter what? Even though there isn't anything that's actually produced from the courthouse, right? It produces happiness. It acts like a church in the sense. There's a cleric that runs it. But I just thought it was odd that I discovered this for something that doesn't make anything. Anyway, what else is there to talk about before I turn this guy on and see what happens? Oh, I know what there was. Last time I was shocked at how little production there was going on the farms. And I got to thinking later, it must have been a bad winter that previous year. I see we're about to get warm. Late winter, we're going to get warm. We could have another good winter coming. But this last one, we're back in the 1,000 range again. Yeah, right there. That's the numbers we should have been seeing. So over here, 1,060 nines. Over here, there's almost 9. There's 800. There's 900. This guy over here, 900. So yeah, the field size is working still. We just had a bad year. Now we're still late winter. We are coming in droves to pick all this stuff up. So queuing them up did do some good. We'll make sure to take care of all these guys first. Remember, all the farmers are now laborers too. So really, we've got 140 laborers right now. So there's a lot of people available to do not only the farms, but also to get to work finding all of the foods that I've queued up. And I queued up food everywhere. Down about, I don't know, about this far, went up north, both sides of it. Everything except for where gatherers would naturally be collecting food. So I didn't pull out of here or out of here. Merchant has arrived. Who are you? Ooh, it's a good one. Now, several times now, I've come back only minutes later after buying a whole bunch of food here to find that there is nothing in here left to be hauled away. So this time I'm going to do my best to remember to, as soon as we buy all this food, pop into here and make sure that it's listed right in these columns. That we aren't doing all this for nothing, like there's some kind of a bug in the game that's been there all along and I never noticed it. But 30,000 food sure cleared out of here that last time so fast. So let's see what we can do. We're down to 13,000 food. We're up to 13,000 food. That's because we're bringing in the harvest. So we know we have a deficit of about 25,000 food a year right now, which just blows me away. But let's go ahead and buy everything that he's got, and we'll see just how this works, what comes of it. So let's see, they're all twos through here, so 200s. And then zeros. Yeah, that's the fastest way for me. Not going to do the mulberry leaves. Sugar cookies, yes. Now there's nothing else here inedible. Oh, sugar was inedible. Okay, we don't need that. Alright, so with that, add some zeros. Okay, so 1,000, so minus 1,000. Minus 2,000, so minus 3,000. Because these are double, these are costing of 2. So we've got 22,000 food coming in. Okay. So we can't touch firewood. We can do all the pottery. Let's go to the bottom of the list still and just keep working our way backwards. And I'm not going to do whole components yet. That's our ace up our sleeve there. We'll do the 150 there. I did put the pub meals back in. They'll get there soon. Stone statues. Turn my volume up a little bit. It feels really quiet. At least it is to me. It's probably recording fine for the video. Fraps will record a second stream of audio that's separate from what's going on out here. 1,000 is 30,000. We could finish it with fancy furniture real easy. But let's go ahead and do this. Let's go ahead and do that in fancy furniture. So, what have we got? 200 and what's 220 look like? We are, boy, I missed that one. I was looking at this again and not that. I do that. Thinking, okay, there's my goal right there. Alright, I'm going to just go back and see that fresh. It was 17,000 I was looking for. Okay, so that would be 550. I'll start with 550. An additional 800. So 10, 13, what's 563 look like? Well, I'm way off there again. Okay, another 10. So 75. Ah, now we're getting there. Additional 50. Is there another way to do that? But one wood statue and one firewood. Okay, we'll do that. We've got 22,000 quantity coming through. Trade and dismiss and inventory. And there they are. That's what I wanted to verify. I've never stopped to really look at that. That all of these numbers are in fact here. Now, nothing really important is going on right now. Let's spend a minute or two and watch this. So we've got 10 people working here. I assume, I may be wrong, that we're going to start with the alphabetical. No, it's not. So it's dropping, and they're pulling it out in a different order. You notice over here we start with firewood. We're not alphabetical. And I don't know what the priority is as to which one makes the top of the list. So, fancy furniture, firewood, glass. What have we got that isn't an even 1,000? Unless they're really walking away with thousands at a time. Huh, what are they working on first? 30? I don't know. We're 56% full. So, and 55, so they're pulling something out of here. I just can't tell what it is. Okay, well, they're doing it. That's what I needed to know. 17,000. Going up in a steady pace. 18,000. Okay, it's happening. Alright, so we're running at 2 speed. The harvest is in completely. We're early spring. What do we got going on over here? I'm going to pause until I can see it. We still have to get this one and this one gone. I wish I knew if this has started planting. Can I delete it still? Can we turn this into crops? I should have done that while it was still winter. I can. Okay. Don't want to do that, I don't think. I'll leave that one. Okay. So let's turn this into a crop field. Right there. Let's see. Touches and goes up 1. 10 by 15. 10 by 15. Alright. And strawberries right near the bottom. What am I not seeing there? Oh, right there. Strawberries. I just wish for consistency. Some, the other buildings have a drop-down menu here, and this one's got a button to push. It would be nice if everything was consistent. If there was a set way of doing the same thing over and over again. Pick up, add 1, and down 2, add 1, pick up. All right, those guys are ready to go. Let's make sure these got prioritized. This done. This done. Actually, I'll do that in a different order. If we don't get the plantation going, that won't hurt as much, but that does. So get those going. Okay. Orchard. Yeah, we're not going to get any other ones planted this year. 19,000. Now, there he is. I knew there was one somewhere. That water tower over there that suddenly turned off for no reason last episode. It dawned on me that because it said there were 17 workers, so those were vendors. This guy turned on. So take him down, and we should be fine, right? Go up and back down. Why did that just jump to 2 as soon as I go to do an experiment? Farmer. Why did a farm change on me? Because they were all... No, we turned them on, so they weren't... Well, maybe they were already. I don't know. Farmers? Right there. What's with you? No, that's not that. So why are there 2 extra farmers? I turned 1 on to each of these. Oh, I turned 1 on to each of these. They were already plantations and already employed. That's what it was. Alright, this guy just cleared. Carrots. Pick up, down 2, up 1. And we're happy. Alright. So, this guy is just got to be built now. Everything is in place. Now, I want to get these in, but I also want to get these in. If we're not going to get these in now, then I may as well switch over to the other ones. Yeah, that makes sense. So let's prioritize that group right there. Yeah, that pathway might help out too. We'll do, let's see, we'll do this guy, and then we'll do this guy. Okay. Though I may have missed that one. Let's just make sure that gets done. Okay. So with that, although that probably didn't even land right, did it? Yeah, it's clear over here. There we go. And just like that, they're bringing it over. Man, they're walking on the water. I'm amazed. Reserve of logs is low. Boy, the logs go down fast. I would have thought by putting out all these farms that we would have, we would have plenty of logs floating around. Just blows me away that we're using them that quickly. Oh, we're using them on places like this. A lot of logs go into here. Aha, that's what's going on. So we probably need to do just a quick stripping out of logs. Let's see. I do have log storage. Where? You know, we put this... Where is he at? Where am I at? Here. We put this guy in. Did we put in a log storage? There's fuel. You know we didn't. He's cutting logs and we didn't give a little place for him to put them. Huh. Can he dump into here? He might be able to, but it's not showing that he's actually doing any. Well, he replants. So let's just go through and do a culling right through here. There's our logs. Too bad there's no way to differentiate. I don't think we're going to get anything out of these little trees. It's kind of a shame. In fact, I can just do some spot canceling. Okay. So these logs will kind of stay in this area. I could queue up another little wood. Yeah, I probably should. Warehouse. This guy, log, which they call wood, which seems quite misleading to me. And looks like that went that direction last time. Okay, so we'll do that right next to him. That's going in. Let's see, we're still springed. Anything else pop over here? No. Is there anything close? Tell you what, it may yet be possible. Though by prioritizing those other ones, we may have lost all of our labor. But let's just give it one last try. See if we can get these guys cleared before it's over. And this guy right here, he's pretty close too. Alright, so a lot of labor's right in this area. Maybe they'll take the command. Looks like they're trying. Alright, this is just builders. We've lost two builders. Okay, prioritize this guy. And the building part of it, the builders themselves will go back to there. But the laborers are who's actually clearing out these guys. So they are walking back up here again. We're dropping off in the stockpile. Kind of. I mean, they're at least using it. It just blows me away there's so little stored there after all this. We do have a stockpile over here too, so this should go fairly easy. Anything going to make it. We're still in spring, so we got a ways to go. We're still at 2-speed, right? Yeah. What was that? That must be a save. There we go. More laborers coming in. Still lots of laborers. Farmers are working again now, so we're just with the 86 laborers. Don't have the... there we go. One. How close are you guys? Okay. 2, 3, 4. I'll just get that one done. No more jobs for the rest of this, just these guys. Now, let's see the end here. Okay, let's get some stairs. Oh, I see. One more piece right there. Alright. So that may yet to happen. I may not have actually prioritized that one. They're doing fine without it. It's just the appearance. There should be more down here. Okay. This one, we made it at this side. Everything's happy. There's one more piece going in there. Okay. Alright. One more look over here. Any of these farms make it? No. And no. There's a future rice worker. Well, there's not much more to do right now. As far as this crisis, I'm going to do that. Kind of slow us down a bit. And let's just look through our town. Look for what all that we've accomplished in Ramblington. This is the new area. There's the new brick bridge. I haven't really stopped to look at that yet. Aha. Kind of see through the trees there. Let's see, where are we? Over at this bridge. I want to see if this road made it through. I think I'm 2 spaces short and we haven't connected that yet. I'm waiting for traders to come in, so there's not much more to do. I'll just do a little maintenance while we're sitting here. So that goes through to the bridge. I hope that's lined up right. Doesn't look like it from here. And then key road, just go till we touch, I think it's right there. Alright, did that line up? It didn't. Or did it? No, it didn't. Darn. Oh, it's a double road. Okay, there's another one in there. Alrighty. And that was the red brick, right? Yeah. Right? Yeah, there's red right there. Okay. So, we are running? Yeah. So we'll sneak back in here again. What else is there to take a look at? It turns out that this is an apple tree. Found that out by going through between episodes and finding all the projects that the builders are working on. And the first thing that came up was apple tree. So that's what we need. We need an apple orchard soon so we can get some apples. Otherwise, go ahead and look through our town here. The key dock system looks pretty good. Here's our gold mining area. And this guy, we do have a family living in here. Why do we have a family living in here? I don't know. I don't know of any houses that are being renovated. Huh. But they are low on firewood. They'll get that found most likely from over here. Fire bundles, charcoal. They'll come up with something. Coke fuel. So it's just a matter of them getting to it. We are making coal. Right? Iron ore. We're back to iron ore again. Okay. Coal. And coal. Okay. Food, 20,000. Now I've got no way to really measure the effect. Oh no. The effect of the wild foods. I've got no way to know how much they're bringing in. I assume we're looking at this one. There it is. Oh, I hate to lose that. I don't think I dare. And we just passed into early summer. I don't think I dare try to let it run the season. I worry that it's going to spread. Does it spread only by the same crop, or does it spread by the same building, meaning crop field? Are there any more strawberries? There's one right there, right there, right there. Yeah, I think that is a risk we can't take. So let's destroy that one. And we're just going to go without one of our fields this year. That's bad news. But that's the way it worked out. Okay. You are a worker. I'm kind of surprised it's taken this long to get these 3 going. It hasn't. Okay, you are dock workers. 33 of 32. You, I assume, just haven't found your place yet? Yeah. So you guys, dock worker, farmer, we're still having a laborer. That must have just switched over. Yeah. So we have a farmer we have a problem with a farmer. Oh, the farmer that whose field we just evicted. Let's go back to that. Where am I? Down here. Oh, I see. We have to remove 2 items. You've started planting. Okay. When that removes, then we need to reset everything. Okay. That is still 2 speed, right? That's 1 speed. Ah, infestation. Okay. So let's go ahead and turn that off. Speed up the game again. Anything else going on here? We've got the storage in over here. I didn't prioritize that one, but I did this one. So these guys have got much less distance to walk. Well, not necessarily. They had this one too. So yeah, we weren't hurting by not having this. But we will potentially, in the long term, be in better shape. How's everything else going on over here? That is a trader. Alright, we'll go there first. You, most likely we want nothing from you. Yeah. That's not going to do us any good right now. So, the thought of buying animals for 600 and 800 just to go through and slaughter them doesn't seem like you get enough food out of it for the money. And we're not going to get 600 food out of this deer. So, I don't think that's really worth it. I'd rather save the buying potential. So, 20,000. We'll get to the end of this episode and see just how our production numbers are looking. Though, I would imagine we haven't gone far enough to really notice anything. Logs 240. Did we clear this out yet? Probably not. Probably still working on the foods. Yeah. We have a limit. Oh, that's the school and the church. Okay. Well, this did come in, but it is too late. We will queue up. What are we going to queue up? Let's hang on to them. No other ones yet. Okay. Let's go look at our itineraries. What are we truly... And let's grab this guy again while we're doing that. And inventory. Okay. Yeah, you stay there. Itineraries are here. Alright. Carrots. We've got a lot more carrot fields queued up this time. So we may run out this time, but the next time we're not going to. We've got at least, I think, 4 new carrot fields queued up. Because we do have this guy running with carrots, this guy running with carrots, this guy running with olives. Okay. Because we got a second olive orchard. So olives, since we're not making olive oil now, OP, we're in here somewhere. We're at 0. So we gotta wait for one more round. There's nothing... Well, is there another choice? Can't do wheat. Carrots and sugar beets. Now we stopped making sugar out of sugar beets. That drives me nuts. Okay, so sugar beets, 89. So next time we'll be able to store some sugar beets for a while. Okay, you are fruit making out of strawberries, and you are fruit. Strawberries. We've added, I think, 3 or 4 more strawberry fields now, too. So, for this guy... Okay, strawberries. Where are you? Right there. Yeah. So we just have to wait for this next round of of crops to produce. So I would say switch you back over to carrots. No, I'm not going to. I'm going to leave you at olives. We have 2 crops of olives coming in, and they're not being used anywhere now. This guy is off, and I don't think there's anything else being done with olives, except for eating them. So that's probably the best there. Let's do peek at this guy. Using wheat for the soups again. We were almost out of onions, I checked that. And fish for the meats. Okay, so what am I looking for? Fish. 1,300. So we're staying afloat on fish. Trading post. Alright. So we can roll up this direction to see it. We can sort this. I know one thing I was going to show you. I was curious what was in the houses. Items in homes. Quantity. In the homes, we've got charcoal. We've got 4,000 rice, 4,000 fish, coke fuel, fire bundles, firewood. There's almost 3,000 coffee and wheat, about 2,500 in carrots, and strawberries, olives, around 2,000, honey around 2,000. So we've got lots of food in the houses right now. Which trader was that? He's right there. Let's do that one real quick. Trade, what do we need? So coke fuel, we're really, really low on this. So I think I'm going to keep buying fuels for a while till we get the food sorted out. Then when that's all done, the forest nodes will come in, and that should help take care of a lot of the other problems that we're having in Ramblington. So let's go ahead and grab this whole chunk here of the $3 stuff, the 3-unit stuff. Nothing else on this page looks necessary. Lumber. You did go away, didn't you? Okay. Grab you and keep you. Alright. I want by name, and I want in storage. Okay, lumber. Here you are. 5,000 lumber. Yep, that's what I thought. We're fine. So we're going to go with the coke fuel, and that's it. So 1,200 should make 3,600 coke fuel. And we'll just grab from the top because it's easiest. That's 2,500 right there. And an additional 1,100. Glass, there's 1,200, so we'll do that. And you, what are you that just popped? What do I want there? What's 180 look like? An additional 20. Okay, so 1 furniture. Alright, that'll work. Trade and dismiss. And send you out. What were you real quick? Metalsmith, okay. Just 1 person in there, right? 2 people. Let's take you down. We don't need that many people doing that job. Alright, back to this trader. Pause. I'll bet you he was just about to park in there, wasn't he? Alright, let's get this trader done. What do we want to move in? By quantity. From storage. Herbs. What's the first item that... Fancy furniture is the first one. Alright, so let's move 1,000 fancy furniture in. There. Pottery. There's still 1,800 there. Alright, that's the top of the list there. So, pottery... Pottery. There you are. 500. And pub meals, 500. I'm going to go ahead and sell those again. So, ale, 17, let's put 500 ale in. Right there. Okay, that's the number of items you want. Just dawned on me, there's no chance that these guys change the order, but there isn't. Okay. I wish there was some way to up the order. I want ale at the top. Yeah, I just wish we could do something like that. Alright, so how did I get to ale? Oh, we're going by numbers over here. 10, coal, full livery. Let's do that. Full livery 500. And I want to make sure to put 10. Yeah, in there. So full livery, frock coats. I'm going to wait on that one. Don't have as large a number. We got to make sure we maintain something for our own people, or we'll have a brand new crisis formed. Bone meal, heating oil, healing oil. Okay, healing oil. Let's do 250 of those. You're right there. Let's see, furniture. We'll do 250 furniture. Canteens. Don't know what those are worth. Let's out of curiosity put 100 in. We'll experiment with that. Beans, fire bundles, tallow, pea coats. Let's go ahead and this guy and put in homewares. Let's put 100 homewares in. We got 460 available. Home. And that, I think those were worth 190 if I recall. So there's 1900 right there. Building supplies, they were worth 235. That's the number that I'm remembering. Let's put 100 of those in, building supplies. And let's see, what's the other one? The fancy homewares. Where are they at? Right there, 273. We'll put 100 of those in as well. And they were, I think, 290. They were a big number. Fancy, right there. 100 of those. Alright, so is that probably the best use of our GDP? Domesticated animals, we're probably not going to do those again. So let's go ahead and put 4 of those in. Okay, so I think we're going to call that one done. Turn you off. We got 10 people in there. Start the game. We're running at 2 speed. You are dropping into this guy. Okay, trade. But out of curiosity, let's go back to this guy. Did everything get moved out? Everything that is not, doubled numbers here, 1,000. For that matter, did everything get moved in? Looks like all the food got moved out, and all of the requested things except for silkworm eggs. We don't have any. Okay, that's 0. Alright. Working our way down to the bottom. 40 and 33 wood statues. We just don't have those made yet. We're done. In fact, this thing is so efficient, I'm going to take him back down. Get a few more people out there working on grabbing foods. I'm not seeing any on the screen here. So this area has been cleaned out. Okay. So you're done. Now we're going to trade this guy. There you are. And we didn't get a lot of good stuff here. Let's get the 2,000 fish. I see, this is all meat. Okay. Seal meat, 4,000. Wild seeds. Is that a food? Or is that I'm going to make the guess that it is. Corned beef, let's skip the 4s. We're not going to get that much out of them. There's only 100 each on those guys. Beef jerky, there's a bit more than 100. Otherwise, we'll grab the, well, blubber, that's not edible. Chestnuts, we'll grab that. What is there, 2,000. We'll grab the cuts. They're only at 2 each. We'll do that. That one's actually 200. Alright, any other items that cost 2? No. Oysters, 2,000. That one, same. And cured deer. Okay, so got some things at 2s. I'm going to say we've got at least 10,000 food out of this thing. I think so. Okay, so another 10 grand in food. That is 25,000 in pottery sitting there. Wow. That's right, we moved a lot of pottery in. And furniture. We haven't spent furniture yet. So let's go ahead and spend furniture. 22 each. We're looking for that, so 500. Yeah, all of it. So another 933. So what is that? 440? That would be 36, 37. 8 more. I guess 2 healing oils. Alright, so trade and dismiss you. This trading post is done. And I wanted to see how quickly we start moving things in. Although we just hired the workers, they're still trying to find their way to their job. So we'll leave that up. They have never gone to work in this fenceless cemetery. That just drives me nuts. Though we have queued other things up in its place now, but for quite a while it was prioritized. And only the laborers did their job. I did put in another one down here in case there was a problem with the fenceless one. Right here. And again, the laborers have done their job. So, but the builders are not going to. If I were to queue this up, just out of curiosity. Whoa, I just looked over at the clock. I thought we were still in the early 30s. Okay. Well, let's queue that up and call this episode done. But does that... It did. It finally went to 2. Okay. We'll let them do that. We do want a cemetery soon. There's got to be a lot of workers around here that are only with 1 star because they've lost a loved one and nowhere to bury them. All right. Another trading post. So I'm going to pause it there. We'll get back to that next time. I thank you guys for watching. We're at 10,000 food, and we're at late summer. So, yeah, that's an improvement. We were at 4,000 food a while back at late summer. So we're at 10,000. Well, we bought a whole bunch of food, too. I don't know. Alrighty. Thanks, guys, for watching. Hit the like and subscribe if you would, and I will talk to you next time. Bye-bye, folks.